Hey, what's going on out there, Spotlight Faithful? It's your main man, Tommy, on the spot, joining you for a little bit of lunch. I know, it's random. Normally, you get a little bit of me on the way into work in the morning, a little bit of a tip-top of the morning to you type of car vlog, but today, had some time during lunch and figured I'd jump in with all of you before I jump into this, my Subway sandwich, which I will be having later on this afternoon, immediately following this said vlog. But I needed to chat with you guys because, boy, I've been away for about a week. I was over in the Poconos with the fam, having a hell of a time, and let me tell you right now, lots of stuff has gone on in the world of pro wrestling while I was down there, and there's a lot to look forward to this week if you're a fan of WWE and if you're a fan beyond WWE. Obviously, this week culminates with the big New Japan pro wrestling shows that are going to be live in Los Angeles, California. And those shows, one of which will broadcast live on Access TV. We're going to get into all that at the end of the week, but I want to just kind of take you through all the craziness that is going to be going on in WWE this week. Starting with tonight, the big show going on in Los Angeles, California again. The Staples Center Monday Night Raw is emanating live from the Staples Center in just a few hours, and it's becoming quite the popular program. Lots of rumors out there. This is all speculation. This is stuff that, I've either heard here and there, but we're going to get into some of that stuff. Obviously, the big follow-up from the Enzo and Cass breakup that happened last week on Raw, which I thought was really well done. I thought Cass came off like a legitimate star, and it's interesting to see how they kind of follow that up. Do they go Enzo versus Cass? Do they move towards Big Cass versus Big Show? That'll be interesting to follow up. Obviously, tonight you'll also get the return of one Brock Lesnar. So whenever Brock is there, it matters. It's a big deal. And they continue their build for Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe at the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view, which obviously last week saw the return of Braun Strowman, and it was announced that he'll be facing Roman Reigns on that show. So you got to give them credit for at least trying to build up kind of that B-level single brand type pay-per-view in Great Balls of Fire, and now with just 2 weeks away from that show, should be really interesting and a lot of fun to follow along with as we continue. Also tonight on Raw, there's rumors everywhere. I mean, there is rumors everywhere. We've heard everything from Lavar Ball to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and how great would it be to see both those guys coming together. I believe that on Wrestling Observer Radio yesterday, they mentioned that WWE's been in talks with both LeVar Ball and Stone Cold Steve Austin to show up, so this might be the debut on Raw of the Big Baller brand. Maybe him and the Titus brand will come together, though personally, obviously, if you're going to be able to get Stone Cold Steve Austin there, you'd want those two to kind of clash. So again, sorry if this is a bit of a spoiler update. I'll throw spoilers in the title of the Wrestling Drive when I post this video in a little while, just in case anyone wants to stay away from that. But that's a lot of fun. Let's be honest, LeVar Ball, he's crazy, he's over the top, his mouth has gotten him into trouble a little bit here and there, but I find him entertaining. I think that he is great for television, and he's kind of him and WWE with that big personality are kind of like a match made in heaven, if you will. So that'll be a lot of fun. And honest to God, if Stone Cold Steve Austin comes back, I don't remember the last time he's been on Raw. I mean, yeah, he's made a couple of WrestleMania appearances in WrestleMania 30, WrestleMania 32. I was there live for both of those, and those were awesome appearances. So it'll be interesting to see if moving forward it'll be a big if he's actually there tonight, because if he is, and I know he lives in Los Angeles, so it would make a lot of sense. That's a big deal, and WWE always tries, I feel like, for the Staples Center to give you a little bit extra. Obviously, they have a good relationship with the Staples Center dating back to when they double booked the building in Denver, and at the last minute Raw was moved from Denver to LA while the Nuggets played the Lakers in the NBA playoffs. So it's going to be a fun show tonight. I say tune in, and maybe in the morning we'll chat and we'll say, wow, that was disappointing, but likely I don't see that going on. I think tonight's going to be a really fun show. Whether or not Austin or LeVar Ball or anyone shows up, should be a lot of fun. Then we move on to tomorrow night, as you're going to be having the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match is happening again after Carmella's great promo. It's almost as if Big Cass and Carmella were sitting at home and we're just like, we're going to knock it out the park this week. The rematch of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, that should be awesome. Those guys killed it at Money in the Bank. Say what you will about the finish. I'm excited we're going to get another one of those, especially on free TV. And they also have the Usos versus the Hype Brothers on tomorrow night. And then they have the rematch of Naomi versus Lana. So that's a stacked Smackdown show Thought last week's SmackDown flew right by. It was really smooth. Daniel Bryan being back on that show is awesome. Gotta love Daniel Bryan. And it's almost as if they write specifically for the idea that Daniel Bryan's character as general manager is a guy who's trying to be fair, is a guy who's trying to promote new ideas, promote new endeavors for the brand. And it's going to be interesting to see how things kind of move forward from that, and to see what happens with the Women's Championship, the Women's Money in the Bank, rather, tomorrow night, which leads us to Wednesday. That's right, even the NXT brand this week is must-see television, and that is because Mauro Ranallo is back in WWE. It was announced last week, pretty much, in my opinion, out of nowhere. Now, I know there's been some speculation here and there as to whether or not he was in talks with WWE for quite some time, but he's back as the play-by-play man for NXT. Obviously, this does a lot for NXT. Not only is Mauro Ranallo the commentator for Showtime Boxing, the commentator for Bellator, but he's also going to be the guy calling Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, and now you have him back in your good graces, back calling NXT, and he's pretty much he was made for NXT. I mean, let's be honest, he does a great job, specifically when he's calling wrestling. He did an awesome job as the commentator for this Cruiserweight Classic, and he'll be able to do that moving forward for NXT. I think he's great for the brand. It's going to be fun to see him. He was actually at the tapings on Friday, so that first show with him will be this Wednesday. And that's awesome. I'm excited for it. Personally, I think it's great to hear that. Mauro's a good guy and obviously was struggling a little bit. It's great to see that he's getting better. He's healthy now, and he's ready to go. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what he can bring to NXT moving forward. That's going to do it for today. However, I will be back later on today on thedailyspotlight.com with an update about the Mae Young Classic Women's Tournament that's coming to the WWE Network. Check out the stuff on thedailyspotlight.com. We actually did a little bit of live play-by-play of Seth Rollins' appearance on SportsCenter last week when he announced that he'll be the cover star of WWE 2K18 and why that is such a big deal. And it's going to be a lot more stuff moving forward as time starts to maybe get a little bit opened up there for me. So we'll be continuing both on here and on thedailyspotlight.com. Make sure you check them out and hit me up on the Twitter at TommyOnTheSpot and at daily_spotlight on Twitter as well. That's going to do it for right now. Thank you so much for checking us out today on The Wrestling Drive. We'll be back in the morning looking at all things Monday Night Raw.